Why would a perfect God allow suffering if he has the power to stop it?
I want to ask you to imagine a world without choice. There is no evil or sin in the world because humans do not have the option to do it. There's only good people doing good things, worshiping a good God.
So we're like robots who can't think for ourselves.
Exactly. Now, if God wanted to make us robots with no free will, no choice, he could have. But God wanted to have a relationship with us, giving people different minds and different hearts. And that also means creation who have as much free will as his sovereignty allows for. Now, how do you know that God did not want us to create robots? Well, because when his children are born again, they still sin. He does not eradicate the capability to do evil once you follow him because we still have choices.
But wasn't Satan the actual good guy in the Bible because he was the one who let them rebel from God's tyranny anyways?
This is simply wrong. Have you ever heard of a tyrant telling their people how they can disobey them? It was God who created the tree in the first place. He created the option for disobedience, not Satan. Satan was the one who lied, saying we'd give them all they desire, and this just shows the human heart's broken nature.
Well, then why did God create the tree in the first place?
So God could have created a world without the tree, sure, but then what choice would Adam and Eve have? Without the choice to go against an authority figure, you aren't actually really choosing to obey him, and your heart surely would not be obeying him out of love, but out of a limited choice.
Well, I'm just not convinced. I don't understand why he allows suffering. I mean, isn't he supposed to be a good and loving God?
All suffering in the world comes from the fall. It comes from humans choosing evil over God. God did not create evil. God created people who were not God, meaning they lack his perfection and desire for good. Even things like cancer or death that are out of the control of the person are still results from humans bringing sin into the world.
So you were saying that God did not create sin, fine, but I just don't think a good God would allow children to starve.
God does not delight in suffering, but again, it was our hearts that went against him in the first place. Also, in the Bible, suffering isn't always a bad thing. Seeing suffering and sin and darkness in the world can make us want the opposite. We are able to understand what God is saving us from, ourselves and the world we've created. Suffering is a tool of sanctification and a test of faith. Jesus says, "Bless those who mourn because they will feel God's comfort." I'm sure you could think of a time you were going through something terrible, and you could tell me how it has made you stronger and a better person. Also, this pain on earth is not permanent. Our life and suffering here is a microscopic dot compared to eternity.
Okay, fine. So God allows sin because he did not create us as robots with no choice. And sin is here right now, but not forever. But why would he send those to hell because of sin he let them do?
So imagine you have a child and they slap a kid in class. You would punish them, right?
Yes.
Well, let's say God is real and that he is good. Should he allow sin to happen without punishment?
No.
Exactly, because a good God would punish evil.